with units of measurement, okay? But we're working with capacity, okay? So just a reminder, capacity, it measures the amount that a container can hold when filled. So generally, when we think of capacity, we think of like liquids, like how much can go in a water bottle, or how much can go in a bowl or a pot. Liquids, and then like small solids, like a cup of flour, or 2 cups of sugar, okay? Raise your hand if you've ever had to measure something before, the capacity of it. Okay, so in your math journal on your green paper, I just want to spend a couple minutes kind of just going through this with you, and then we're going to do some practice problems together, okay? So on your green paper, we're going to start on the customary side. We have units of length, units of weight, and today what we're using is units of capacity, all right? So what I want everyone to do right now is, in your math journal, I want you to circle everything on the left and on the right, okay? And then we're going to draw a line, and we're going to write bigger on the right-hand side, and then smaller, smaller on the left-hand side, okay? That'll really help you guys to know, am I going from smaller to bigger or from bigger to smaller when we're converting things, okay? So to start with, we have 8 fluid ounces that equals 1 cup. So in my water bottle, I wish I had a cup. I apologize that I don't. In my water bottle, I have 8 ounces of water in here. Marcus, can you see how that says? What does it say right here? 8 ounces. Felicia, what's it say? 8 ounces. Okay, so I have 8 ounces of water. This is 1 cup. Okay, so we see that 8 fluid ounces equals how much?
1 cup.
1 cup. Okay, so we went from smaller fluid ounces to bigger, which is a cup. So now 2 cups. So if I had 2 of these, 2 water bottle or 2 amounts of 8 ounces, I would go from 2 cups to 1 pint. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a pint before. Okay, I want you to think in your mind, visualize in your mind you're going into the grocery store. You walk into the grocery store and you go to the ice cream section. I'm going to put up a picture or some pictures of a pint, and I want you to raise your hand if you have ever seen a pint. Who has seen a pint before? Yeah, once you see it, you're like, oh, that's how much a pint is. A pint, 2 cups, like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, right? Who has had a pint of ice cream before? Who could eat a whole pint of ice cream? Just 2 cups, you could do it, right? Okay, so that's how much a pint is. When I think of a pint, I think of it as ice cream. So 2 cups, which is smaller, to bigger will be a pint. If you take 2 pints, it will make 1 quart. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a quart before. Maybe. I'm going to show you a picture of a quart, and some of you will have seen this. Maybe if your dad or your mom changes the oil of your car. Has anyone seen one of these? At the grocery store, like at Walmart. A quart of oil. But when I think of a quart, it's out this time of year. Raise your hand if you like something called eggnog.
Oh, I love eggnog.
Eggnog, okay? I don't like eggnog, but my husband does, so I do buy it for him. And usually I buy a quart of eggnog. Does a quart of eggnog look like this? No, that's oil, right? It's a quart of oil. So a quart of eggnog, something that I would think of when I think of a quart, I like to cook, and I like to make potato soup. Raise your hand if you like potato soup. In my potato soup, I use half and half. So here's a quart. This is a quart right here, okay? It's not, so one that's half this size would be a pint. A quart is like the big tall one. It's not as big as a gallon. Raise your hand if you've seen something that looks like this before. Or an eggnog, like you would buy eggnog in a container similar to this, okay? So a quart, so 2 pints make a quart. 4 cups make a quart, and 4 quarts make a gallon. Raise your hand if you've ever had a gallon. Seen a gallon. Okay. Oh, and then I also have this right here. My Almond Breeze almond milk. What does that say, Dakota? 1 quart. So here's 1 quart right here. If I had 4 of these, how much liquid would I have?
A gallon.
A gallon. So 4 quarts make a gallon. Good. So just like we did yesterday, we're going to be using our conversion chart. We're going to be using our conversion chart for customary, and then just like yesterday, we're going to be doing the metric system, and King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. So I'm going to do a couple of examples. We'll do them together, and then you guys will get the chance to do it. Okay? So I'm going to start. I'm going to start with 7 gallons. Don't write anything, just watch. 7 gallons equals how many quarts? Okay, so what I want everyone to do right now is look at your green paper, and I want you guys to find gallons and quarts, and then point to it. Point to it, and whisper to your partner how many gallons are in a quart or how many quarts are in a gallon. Whisper to your partner how many there are. Okay, so I have 7, and then show me on your fingers what is my other number I'm going to use. 7 in quarts and gallons. What's my other number I'm going to use? Angelo knows. Josh knows. What's my number I'm going to use? 4. Okay. So now we're going to ask ourselves the same as yesterday. We're going to ask ourselves gallons and quarts. Which one is bigger? Tell your partner which one is bigger. Is a gallon bigger or is a quart bigger? Hey. So the gallon's bigger, so I'm going to go, everyone with me, from bigger to smaller. So I'm going to what? Multiply. So let's go ahead and do that. 7 times 4. What's 7 times 4, friends? 28. So how many quarts are in 7 gallons? 28. Yeah, 28 quarts. Good. So I have a 2-liter with me right here. Who likes soda? Who wants this soda? 2 liters of root beer. I know English Fox is like, look at me too. I want the soda. Oh, root beer. Who wants a root beer float? Me too. Okay. So I have a 2-liter. Okay. I have a 2-liter right here. And we are going to convert it. But first, before we do that, we need to write King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk.
Are we writing this?
Nope, you're just watching. Okay. The unit that we're measuring right now is liters. So I have a 2-liter of root beer, and I want to convert 2 liters into millimeters. Just a reminder, the way that we do that is we're going to mark where we start. We're starting here at liters. I'm going to put an X where I want to put milliliters. And then I'm going to count how many times I need to move my decimal letters. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take my 2 and start with my decimal after it. And I'm going to move my decimal place over 1, 2, 3 places. So 2 liters is how many millimeters? 2,000 millimeters. Milliliters, not millimeters. I'm so sorry. Milliliters. We can't convert liters into milliliters. That would be fun, but we can't do that. Okay. Today, that is what we are doing. I just want to remind everyone one more time. If you look at the customary units of capacity, our smaller numbers are on the left. Our smaller measurements are on the left. Our bigger ones are on the right. So if I go from smaller to bigger, what do I need to do? Smaller to bigger, what am I doing, friends? Dividing. And if I go from bigger to smaller, what do I do? Multiply. Perfect. Okay, thank you.